Hey y'all, Flipper Fred here, and today I've got an interesting one for us, another Temu Spyderco knife. If you haven't already recognized it, this is the Spyderco Shaman in JG10. We're going to take a deeper look at it, see the good, the bad, the ugly, and would I recommend this knife. So before we get started, if you would please hit that subscribe and notification button down below. It really helps little guys like us get found on the YouTubes. I would really appreciate that. It only takes a second. I will have descriptions, links down in the descriptions below where you can buy the real as well as potentially the fake one. If you've done shopping on Temu for any length of time, you will know, especially when it comes to knives like these that are knockoffs, those vendors tend to come and go every day. I think they literally just shut down one vendor account and open another one with a brand new name because I see all the same pictures, the same product descriptions, the same prices, and always shopping on Temu. Remember that if you look at one of them, they'll keep showing you a whole bunch more, and they're going to be all kinds of price range. I think I paid $25 for this one, but I have seen them listed for as high as $45, and I've seen them listed as inexpensively as $20. So don't buy the first one you get unless it's down in that $20 to $25 range, because there are a lot more out there to be had. So let's talk a little bit about the specs. I'll put the specs up on the screen. We can talk about while we're looking at the knife here. Interestingly enough, this one is a little bit longer. So this is the first knockoff knife that didn't exactly match the overall length of the original. And I'm not sure if maybe the specs I got were for a slightly different version. Maybe the micarta version with a different steel has that little difference in 0.2 of an inch. I'm not sure about that. That's a little strange. You can see that most of the extra length comes in the blade length. So again, not sure if, that's just this cheap knockoff version of the blade. You can see this says it's an M4. I highly doubt that's the case for 20 bucks, right? Closed length, again, a little bit longer as well. So you've got a little bit more in the handle and just a little bit more in the blade. It makes me wonder, because that normally doesn't happen, if I just pulled the specs off of the wrong comparison knife. I did obviously pull the specs off a Shaman, but maybe I just got a different version that wasn't the right, JG10 M4 type blade. Blade thickness, you can see, comes in right at the same size. The handle thickness is just a hair wider. We're talking, 3/100ths of an inch. That could be the difference in simply my calipers. The blade finish on the real one is a black DLC. I highly doubt this is a DLC. It's not just paint. It doesn't rub off like paint does, but it's not DLC. DLC is an expensive coating, and you're certainly not going to get real DLC on a $20 or even a $30 version of a knockoff knife here. But it is black, full flat ground, JG10. This is a pretty bright jade. When I first saw it, I thought, wow, that's almost a mint green kind of jade. Very colorful. To give you some comparison, here's the jade Para 3. And you can see very different color there. Jade PM2. You can see the difference in the jade color there. I don't know if it's just because this is a really nice thick slab of jade. As I mentioned, it comes in a little bit wider than the original. So hard to tell on that. It does have, and it's going to be hard to see in this video, the micro milling. Just very subtle. It almost looks like a micarta pattern. This doesn't have the same kind of milling that you'll see in the Para 3 and the PM2. It's very strange and subtle. Maybe I'll see if I can throw a close-up in here. It's pretty smooth, but just enough texture, just enough grippiness that you can certainly hold it with comfort, not worrying about whether you're going to drop it or not. The weight of this one, you can see, comes in at about 15/100ths of an ounce heavier. Again, that's because the handles are a little bit thicker. That's going to add a little bit of weight. It's, just that 1/10 of an inch longer. And you also have a very different blade steel than M4, whatever this blade is. So that's going to make up the difference in the weight. Still has the compression lock, and certainly is not $224 to purchase this version. Again, I got this, I think, for $20 to $25. I'll try to put that up on the screen if I can find it. It's close enough, I guess, is the first thing I would say. If you had a friend who knew Spyderco knives, maybe even had a Shaman of their own, unless they had the exact Jade G10 M4 black blade that this model is. I think even a well-seasoned Spyderco user would be hard pressed to tell the difference holding this in your hand. A couple of things that may stand out is the writing, the logo. This actually, the Spyder logo, let's see if I can get that to focus in, is actually in quite good shape. It's pretty well done. Usually you can also tell, you can see the angle of the Spyderco name is off a little bit. That's one of the differences you can tell. The font would be a little bit maybe larger, I think it is, on the real one. It does still have the maker's mark. It says Golden, Colorado, Earth, USA. You can see the angle again of this one doesn't quite match the angle of the handle. So if you put this side by side with the real one, you would notice, okay, there's definitely something that's a little bit different about this one than on the real one. However, not having a real one side by side, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. You wouldn't know. Very solid, very heavy feeling, not overly heavy. This is a hardcore work knife. I'm just barely a large size glove. Mediums are just a little too small for me. You can certainly get an easy 4-finger grip. Back here, you choke up, and those of you with 6 fingers on your hand have plenty of room. Heck, if you had 7 fingers, you'd still have plenty of room here. All the jimping is done correctly in all the right places, on the tops, the bottoms. The fit and finish is pretty solid. You can see this blade swings down nicely. The action is good. The detent is solid on this. It's just enough. It doesn't feel like much when you're breaking it free here, but maybe it's combined with the weight of the blade. Really hard to fail that. You can see I'm not really swinging it in very hard. I'm just kind of throwing it back easy, but certainly easy to spidey flick. You can thumb flick it all day long, no problem. That was a little bounce, so that's where the detent is not quite strong. So that blade came down and hit hard enough to bounce back out again. So would I love to have a little bit more detent? Yeah, absolutely. Am I complaining about it on a $20 knife? Nope, not at all. There you go, because I can just do that and flip it back down in there. Otherwise, I mean, fit and finish is great. You can see this blade is actually pretty well centered. It's going to be hard to see. Let me see if I can get that angle right there. Tough to see from my eye. It's pretty darn well centered, and for a $20 version with real Jade G10 and whatever kind of black coating on this blade, absolutely wonderful. Here's the question: will it cut? So let's see, will it cut? I got a sheet of paper right here. You know, if you're going to buy a cheap knockoff knife, you want to make sure it's going to do the job cutting, and as you can see, piece of cake. Cuts very well, actually. Plenty sharp out of the box. Are you kidding me? A $20 knife all day long. So no issues there. Pocket clip is the same as what you'd get. It does even have a little logo, Spyderco logo etched into it. You can see there, surrounds the lanyard hole. Not a big fan. Everybody's complained about these, but this is true to the original, so I can't certainly complain about that. It's a good quality clip. It's quite stiff indeed. Obviously a steel clip, but yeah, that thing is stiff. It's not going anywhere. It's not likely going to bend out of shape unless you just really yank hard on it. The compression lock works great. You can see this blade swings as free as can be when you have that lock in there, so you got to like that. Easy to open, easy to close, plenty sharp. So would I recommend this knife? Again, one of the tests that I have is if this knife had no branding on it whatsoever, you took all the logos, all the writing off it, and you just handed this knife to me and said, Neil, would you pay $50 for this knife? I might want to know what the steel was, but I at least would do some cutting with it, even like we just sliced up a piece of paper there, knowing that it slices paper at least that well. And I'm, not much more than an office warrior. I'm not going to be out doing any bushcrafting with this knife. And that's real Jade G10. Nice liner locks, solid action. The lockup is, man, that's a vault. This thing has no play side to side or up and down whatsoever. So fit and finish, got to give them an A on that, if not an A+, because they even got the blade centered up pretty well on this thing. yeah, I would pay $50 for this without any branding or logo on it easily all day. The edges are all rounded. I don't know if you would even call that chamfered. I think it's more of a radius milling that just smooths it off. If you've ever held a real Shaman, then you know it's rounded off edges, very comfortable in the hand. You can choke up. You've got a heavy-duty knife, obviously a pretty solid, thick blade, but tall, very slicey. This thing will do a wonderful job for a whole lot of different uses. I never used to be a Spyderco fan, and that was one of the things I'm not a big fan about, knocking off, U.S. companies' brands. China just went and knocked off completely, down to the logos, a Spyderco knife that Spyderco invested a lot of money in. So not a big fan of that, and I certainly don't recommend it because of that. But for $20, you'll be hard-pressed to ever find a better quality knife than this. Again, I don't know how long the steel will last, and I'm certainly not going to go bragging to my friends that, look at me, I've got a Spyderco knife. No, I'm going to go bragging to my friends to say, hey, man, look at this knife I got for $20. Cut something with it, hold it, feel it, open it, close it. Tell me what you think about that knife and the quality of this knife for $20. Yeah, all day long. So yeah, I would have to recommend this. You can buy, gosh, the real version of this knife costs $225. I can buy 11 different knives. I can buy 11 different Spyderco knives for the price of one real one. I don't have $224 I can spend on a knife. I wish I did. But, if you're like me, you're in a position where food and family and bills and the mortgage, all those things take priority. Spending $200+ on one single pocket knife just isn't in the budget for us. But now I have a chance, an opportunity to feel this in my hands, to carry it in my pocket, to, cut down some boxes and some Amazon packages and, terrorize my office with this knife. I'm real happy about that. And it gave me the opportunity to try a knife. I never would have gone out and bought this thing for $225. I just never would have. Even if I had $225 that I could spend on a knife, I never would have bought a Spyderco because I thought those are just funny looking. They just look weird. Now that you've had the opportunity to carry it, to use it every day, that has totally changed my outlook. Where I was not ever going to consider buying a real Spyderco, I'm definitely now considering buying a real Spyderco. I get it. I understand the function over form. Now, it says form and function, but they look kind of, odd compared to so many other knives out there. This one may be less so than some of the others that they make. But, where I was not a Spyderco buyer before, I am now because I've had the opportunity to hold and use this cheap knockoff version and understand what it is, what it feels like, how good it feels in the hand, in the pocket, how nice it is to use it every day for, tasks around the home and office. Absolutely, for that regard, I have to recommend this knife. If you can grab this at $20, $25, even $30, I would pick it up all day long if you're like me and you'll never otherwise have an opportunity to hold or use a knife like this. This is a great experience just to even test out this version of it. So there you go. Unfortunately, that's my recommendation. Take it or leave it. Hey, if you like this kind of comment, it would just really help me so much if you'd hit that thumbs up button down below. If I didn't do a good job, hit the thumbs down. I will try to learn from it, be better. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to hit me up in the comments and give me their opinions on even the fact that I would talk about or even promote in any way a cheap Chinese knockoff version. And I get that. I agree with you guys in all those comments. I see them. I read them. But when you're like me and you don't have money, you got to do what you got to do. And if you're a knife, enthusiast like me, and you just want that opportunity to try out some different knives, this is about the only way I'll have to be able to do it. So I hope you will understand that as much as I certainly understand the opinion of, hey, this is really the road to hell. So take it for what it is. Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.